Hello students, in our previous lecture we have solved exercise 2.2. Our today's topic is exercise 2.3 from your textbook. As always, I will be solving some important sums of the exercise and the rest of the sums you will be able to do on your own. Okay, so let's begin with question number 1. Okay, in this question number 1, you are asked to find the value of these given numbers. Okay, what you have to do is you have to find out 1/4 of 1/4 of, that means multiply you already know. Okay, of indicates the basic mathematical operator multiply, so we'll multiply 1/4 by 1/4. Okay, that is number A of the question number 1. Okay, here you can see 1 ones are 1 and 4 fours are 16. So this 1 upon 16 will be your answer. Now the next one, that is number B. Number B is 3 upon 5. So what you will do? 1 upon 4 will be multiplied by 3 upon 5. 1 3s are 3. 4 5s are 20. This is 3 upon 20 is the answer number B. Now number C. 1/4 of means multiply and 4 upon 3. Okay. Now we'll multiply this. 1 4s are 4 and 4 3s are 12. Here you can see we can cut this number because 12 comes in 4's table, so we can cancel out the 4 and 12 both. Okay, so 4 1s are 4 and 4 3s are 12. 1/3 will be the remainder and it will be your answer as well. Okay, 4 1s are 4 and 4 3s are 12. If these type of fractions come, then you will have to cancel them and you will have to cut them and obtain the reduced or the lowest form of the given fraction. Okay, here you can see you cannot cut or cancel any fractions. Okay, now question number 2. From that we'll do number 1. Multiply and reduce to the lowest form if possible. Okay, so number 1 in that is 2 upon 3 multiplied by 2 integer 2 upon 3. Here you are given this is a proper fraction and this is the mixed one. So first of all we'll change or convert this mixed fraction into an improper fraction. Okay, these 2/3 will be as it is. 3 2s are 6 and 6 plus 2 it is 8 upon 3. Okay, now we'll multiply. 2 8s are 16, 3 3s are 9. 16 upon 9 is an improper fraction and your answer will convert it into mixed fraction to obtain the final answer. Okay, 9, 1 and 7. Okay, now question number 3 from the question number 2. Okay, number 3 from question number 2 is 3 upon 8 multiplied by 4 upon 6. Okay, here you are given both the numbers as proper fraction. Okay, you have not any mixed fraction to convert into improper, so we'll directly start with multiplying. Okay, now we'll cancel some common factors from these numbers. Okay, that is 3 1s are and 3 2s are, 4 1s are and 4 2s are. Here in the question number 1c, we obtain the product by multiplying and then we cancel the common factors. Here we have just multiplied, arranged them in multiplication form, but we have not obtained the product. Without obtaining the product, we have arranged them in the multiplication and we have cancelled the common factors. Now the remaining factors will be multiplied together to obtain the answer. Okay. So remaining factors are 1 into 1 in the numerator and 2 into 2 in the denominator. That is 1 ones are 1 and 2 twos are 4. This 1/4 is your answer. If you are multiplying first like this and then cancelling the factors, then it will be okay. And if you are not multiplying first before obtaining the product, if you are cancelling the common factors, then too the answer will be same and the sum will be correct. Okay. Now question number 3 is also multiply the following fractions. Okay. We have to multiply these given fractions. This mixed fraction will be converted into improper one first of all. 3 5s are 15 plus 1, that is 16 upon 3. Okay. Here also we will cancel or cut the common factors. Okay. 3 ones are 3, 2 ones are 2 and 2 8s are 16. 1 8 and 1 are remaining. So it will be the 8 is answer. Okay. Now number 7 of the question number 3. Here you are given mixed fraction. So into improper fraction it will be 25 upon 7. Okay. Here also we cancel the common factors, that is 5 ones are 5 and 5 5s are 25. Okay, and the remaining numbers will be multiplied together to obtain the answer. 15 upon 7, and in the mixed fraction it will be written as 2 integer 1 upon 7. This is your answer. Okay, in both these sums we have cancelled the common factors and we have multiplied the remaining factors to obtain the last answer. Okay, so this cancelling is called the lowest or the reduced form of the given fractions. If we are cancelling and then the remaining numbers we multiply together and we write the answer. So all these are called the reduced form of the fractions or the lowest term of the fractions. Okay. Now why it is called the lowest or the reduced form of the fraction? Because we have already reduced it by as much as it is possible. Okay, we can reduce this much. Okay, now we cannot cancel anything from this and we cannot reduce it further. Okay, here also it is the lowest form of the fraction because we cannot make it lower by any more divisions or any more cancellations. Okay, so this will be the reduced form. Okay, there will be no common factors in these numbers now. Now question number 4, which is greater, means we have to compare in between the given fractions. Okay, when we were adding and subtracting the given fractions, for that time for comparison we were using LCMs. Okay, here of you are given, it means you are going to do multiplication of the fractions. So here you will not require any LCM. Okay, you will directly multiply and from the remaining numbers you will conclude which one is greater of the given fractions. Okay, we will start with number 1. Okay, that is 2/7 of 3/4. 2 multiplied by 3 and 7 multiplied by 4. Here we can cancel to obtain the reduced form, the lowest form. Okay, 2 1s are and 2 2s are 4. Now these are remaining numbers, so we'll write it as answer. Okay, this is 3 upon 14. Okay. Now the other pair of fractions we will have to solve. Five ones are 5. The remaining numbers are 3 into 1 and 8. Okay. So here is answer 3 upon 8. Okay. Now you have obtained these two numbers, and from these two numbers which one is greater, that you have to answer here. Okay. See, here both the fractions have the same numerator. Okay. Common number as a numerator. So where the denominator is greater, the number will be reduced there. Okay. Here 14 is a greater denominator, so it will be the smaller fraction. Okay. 3 upon 14 will be the smaller fraction, and 3 upon 8. From where have you obtained this 3 upon 8? From here. Okay. From these pair of fractions. Okay. By multiplying these pair of fractions, you have obtained 3 upon 8. So if this 3 upon 8 is greater, so it means this pair of fraction is greater. Okay, so we'll write the answer. 3 upon 5 of 5 upon 8 is greater. Okay. Question number 5. Sally plants 4 saplings in a row in her garden. The distance between two adjacent saplings is 3 upon 4 meters. Find the distance between the first and the last sapling. Okay, we have already read the question number 5. Now we will start with its solution. Okay. Your question says number of saplings are planted in a row is 4. Okay. In a row means like this. Sally has planted. Okay. And the distance between two adjacent saplings. Adjacent means next to each other. Okay. Distance between these two saplings is 3 upon 4 meters. Okay. Distance between second and third sapling is also 3 upon 4 meters. Distance between third and fourth sapling is also 3 upon 4 meters. Okay. So how many times the distance is created? 3 times altogether the distance is there. Okay. How many adjacent distance are there? 3. Okay. 1, 2 and 3 adjacent distance are created. So we will multiply these 3 upon 4 by 3 to obtain the distance between first and the last sapling. Okay. Three threes are 9 upon 4. Okay, this 9 upon 4 meters is the distance between the first and the last sapling. This much. Okay. Why we have multiplied 3 here with 3 upon 4? Because the adjacent distance is created for 3 times. Okay. If we are planting 4 saplings in a row, the adjacent distance is 3 times. So we have multiplied this 3 here with 3 upon 4. Okay. And 9 upon 4 meter is the distance between the first and the last sapling, and this is the answer number 5. Okay. Now question number 6 is Lipika reads a book for 1/3/4 hours every day. She reads the entire book in 6 days. How many hours in all were required by her to read the book? Okay. Now the solution of question number 6 is, as you can already see, or we have already read the question, that is time spent in reading the book in 1 day. Okay. Lipika has spent 1/3/4 hours in 1 day to read the book. Okay. In 6 days she has completed the reading of book. Okay. So we will multiply this number by 6. Okay. you are given the information or the detailing for 1 day. Now we'll find it for 6 days. So we'll multiply this 6 by this 1 integer 3 upon 4. Okay. Time spent in reading the book in 6 days. So we'll multiply this 6 by this number. Okay. First of all, this mixed fraction will be converted into an improper one. Two twos are 4 and 2 threes are 6. Common factors will be cancelled. Okay, we'll cut the common factors and then the final answer will get 21 upon 2 hours. Into mixed fraction it will be 10 integer 1 upon 2 hours. Okay. So Lipika would have completed this book in 10 integer 1 upon 2 hours altogether in 6 days. Okay. Now question number 7. A car runs 16 kilometers using 1 liter of petrol. How much distance will it cover using 2 integer 3/4 liters of petrol? Now the answer number 7 is distance covered by using 1 liter of petrol is equals to 16 kilometers. It means if we fill up 1 liter of petrol in a car, we can cover 16 kilometers distance. So if we have this much petrol, that is 2 integer 3 upon 4 liters of petrol in our car, how much distance can be covered? So it will be multiplied by 16. Okay. 16. First of all, this mixed fraction will convert into improper. Four ones are 4 and 4 fours are 16. 4 into 11, that is 44 kilometers is the answer. We can cover 44 kilometers if we fill up 2 integer 3 upon 4 liters of petrol in a car. Okay. So this is the answer number 7 finished here, and for today our lecture is also finished. Thank you for watching my video.